folks, welcome back to my YouTube channel Code to Create. In this video we're going to see an algorithm called as decision tree. So let's get started. For today's agenda we're going to see what is decision tree, what are nodes and branches in decision tree, and how to take decision using decision tree, and then we're going to go to practical implementation. So what is decision tree? You can look at the name over here that says decision in it. It's an effective method of decision making. It helps us to make decisions. And it's used to explain what the input is and what the corresponding output is in the training data. It's also used for classification problem. It can be used for both binary and character classification. So here we have two types here. That's binary classification, that's going to be 0 or 1, and we have the other classification, that's the character classification. So it can be used for both binary and character. Inside decision tree we have nodes and branches. So what are these nodes and branches? Nodes represent a decision function while branches represent the result of a function. Here you can see decision function is represented by nodes over here, and branches represents the result. Whatever result we get from the decision tree, that one is going to be represented in the branches. Here the nodes are of three types. We have the root node, intermediate node, and leaf node. The root node is the first node that starts the graph. In a normal decision tree, it evaluates the variable that best splits the data. So I'll show you guys how do you select the root node over here. So basically this root node is used to evaluate which variable splits the data, which variable is the best that splits the data. And then we have the intermediate node. These are the nodes where variables are evaluated but which are not the final nodes where the predictions are made. So this is the node that only evaluates where the variables are evaluated, but this is not the final node where the predictions are made. Here we have many others. And then we have the leaf node, and then we have the leaf node. These are final nodes where the predictions of a category or numerical values are made. So this leaf node is the last node, it's the final and last node in the tree. So here we have a topic called as gain, where gain is going to be the one which value is going to be more, we're going to choose that as the root node. So gain formula is entropy of class minus entropy of attribute. So for entropy class, it's going to be minus p divided by p plus n log base 2, p divided log base 2, p divided by p plus n minus n divided by p plus n log base 2, n divided by p plus n. So this is the whole formula, and I know it's very confusing, but it's very simple for solving. And now entropy of attribute that we calculate for each and every attribute. It's going to be p plus n divided by p plus n. So I have now show you guys what is p and n. Here p is going to be profit and n is going to be which that says no or 0. So that's going to be n, or you can say it as loss. We have to check the entropy and gain for every attribute, and which attribute has the highest value will be the root node, as I told you guys. So this is going to be the data that we'll be using, and here what we're going to classify is whether the person is having salary more than 100k or not. Here we have the companies, that's the Google, we have Pharma, and we have Facebook. And then job we have that sales executive, business manager, and programmer. Degree as bachelor's and master's. And disclaimer, this is just a made up data. Might be from Google, the sales executive might be getting salary more than 100k. So this is just a made up data. This is going to be the decision tree. Here the highest gain is going to be a company. So I've put the company as a root node. And in the company we have three companies that's going to be Google, Facebook, and Pharma. In Google we have business manager, we have a programmer, and a sales executive. So here you can see in Facebook, whatever is there, here you can see all are ones. That means all of them, whatever it might be, they get a salary more than 100k. So I've put yes over here, yes over here. And then for Google, business manager is all yes. You can see whether it's bachelor's or master's, the degree is bachelor's or master's. It's going to be all yes. And then we have a programmer here. For bachelor's, it's going to be no. Programmer for bachelor's, you can see over here. For bachelor's, it's going to be no. And for master's, it's going to be yes. And in sales executive, whatever it's there in Google, sales executive is going to be no. Salary won't be more than 100k. And for the company of Facebook, as I told you guys, it's yes. And for pharma, we have business manager. Business manager, you can see bachelors and masters. Yes, you can see for business manager, bachelors are no. Bachelors are no and masters are yes. You can see over here according to 3 over here. And for programmer, it's going to be no. For pharma, the programmer is going to be no. As you can see, it's 0. And then for sales executive 2 in pharma, it's going to be no. You can see over here whether they've done their masters or bachelors. Now let's check it out with a small example. I'm going to move up to Jupyter Notebook and I'm going to create a new file. New Python 3 file. So first we have to import pandas. So let's do that. I'm going to say import pandas as pd. Let's run this and then I'm going to say I'm going to say df is equal to pd dot read underscore csv. Do not worry about the code or the data. I'll be pasting it in the GitHub link below. And yes, it's here. Let me copy the directory and paste it. And I've named this as salaries.csv. Yes, and now let me show you guys the data. Here it is. That's Google. The company we have, job, degree, and we have this salary more than 100k. So now first what we have to do is we have to separate this. We have to set the x and y value. So let's do that. I'm going to say x is equal to, it's going to be other than the salary more than 100k. That's going to be company, job and degree. So I'm going to say x is equal to df dot drop. As we can't select everything, I'm just going to use a shortcut. That's going to be df dot drop. And here we have salary more than 100k. So let's copy this up. And here I'm going to paste it. Yes. And we have to set the axis to columns, else it's going to show error. So I'm going to say axis is equal to columns. And now let me set the y value. That's going to be the salary more than 100k. Yes. Let's run this. And now we have to import the decision tree. So I'm going to say from sklearn.re import decision tree classifier. Yes. And then I'm going to say model is equal to decision tree classifier. Yes, and now I'm going to say model.fit x and y. We can use the x. We can split the data too, but I'm just going to use this x and y. It shows a value error. Could not convert string to a float. Okay, we have these all. So why don't we convert this Google sales, this company, job and degree also to zeros and ones using the label encoder. So yes, I have imported the label encoder over here from sklearn.preprocessing import label encoder. And then I'm going to say company, the label encoder company is equal to label encoder. I'm going to say label encoder. Yes. And then job is equal to label encoder. Yes. And then that's the other one. It's going to be the degree. So I'm going to say degree is equal to label encoder. Yes. And then we have to transform it up. So what we're going to do is that we're going to say x of the company n. That's going to be a company new is equal to company dot fit transform. Here it's going to transform all of this. We're going to say company dot fit transform. It's going to be of the x. And here it's going to be of the company. So I'm going to say company. Yes, we're gonna do the same. So let's do that. Control C. Okay, I have to copy the whole line. Control C, Control V, and Control V. This is gonna be the job, and this is gonna be of the degree. This is gonna be of the job. This is gonna be of the degree. This is gonna be of the job. and we have the degree. Yes, let's run this. We have a key error, that's company. Oh, it's in the lowercase, so let's convert this. Yes. And now if I get the df, okay, yeah, we have to get the, and now if I get the x, as we have put it as x company, you can see we'll have the company n, job n, and the degree n. That's going to be company new one, job new one, and degree new one. So we have to drop out this company, job, and degree over here. So I'm going to say x dot drop. I'm going to drop off this company, all of them. Okay, company, comma job, and we have the degree. So I have to drop this, all of them. I'm going to say access is equal to columns, as we're going to drop a column, comma, we're going to set the in place to true, as we want to replay, as we don't need that. And now if I get you the x, you have the company new, job new, and degree new. Here Google is going to be 2, and the ABC Pharma is going to be 0, and the Facebook is going to be 1. And here for sales executive you have 2, you can see, and for a business manager you have 1, for computer programmer you have 0. And for degrees we have bachelor's as 0 and master's as 1. And now if I try model.fit x and y, this should work out. Yes. And now I'm going to say model.predict. I'm going to say pred is equal to model.predict. We're going to predict this x and y, value error. So I'm going to say model.predict, and now let's say we want to predict if the company is Google and their job is going to be sales executive and the degree is going to be bachelor. So that's going to be 220. I want to predict 2, 0. Now if I get the value, it's going to be 0. And you can see Google sales executive bachelor's, and and you can see Google sales executive bachelor's, the salary is not going to be more than 100k, and it is predict the right one. And you can see guys, the value is going to be 0. And now if you go up here and see Google sales executive and their degree is bachelor's, their salary is not more than 100k. And now let's say we want to see if their company is Google and sales executive, their degree is going to be master's. So we're going to change this to 1, and no, it says no. And you can see here Google sales executive and the degree is going to be master's, their salary is not going to be more than 100k. So yeah guys, now we know what is decision tree and how does decision tree work. Thank you friends. Please do like, share, subscribe and comment below. Bye bye.